Insomnia, which is probably by far my very favorite book of his. Hey everyone, welcome to Vlogtober day 22. So today I wanted to share with you some of my favorite authors and books because I know that some of you out there are probably bookworms like myself. So let's get started. Okay, so one of my favorite authors is Anne Rice. I absolutely loved her Vampire Chronicles and the Witching Hour trilogy. Those were some really intense and really good books. I did a review for the Vampire Chronicles on my review channel, so I'll link that below. I love Anne Rice because she is an amazing storyteller and goes into great detail in her work. My next favorite author is Stephen King. I do love me some Stephen King. Some of my favorite novels of his are Nightmares and Dreamscapes, which technically isn't a novel, I guess, per se, because it's a collection of short stories more than like one fluid story. And Insomnia, which is probably by far my very favorite book of his, and Bag of Bones, which is a pretty good close second. So if you have not read those, pick them up. They are amazing. I have to say this though. I find that Stephen King can be kind of tangenty, meaning he will be focused on one portion of the story and then the next chapter is completely about something different character, whatnot. For instance, It. The book was very all over the place. It started with one character as an adult to another character as a kid, and then back to another character as an adult remembering things that happened to them when they were a kid with this evil clown and this thing, It. And it's just so over the place that I found it very hard to follow. My next favorite author is Charlaine Harris. I love the Sookie Stackhouse novels. Holy cow. I have read every single one. There's one that's coming out on the 29th that is kind of like a dictionary of sorts and kind of tells you what kind of happens after the last novel. I'm still debating whether I'm actually going to get that for my Kindle because it's not an actual novel. It's not a Sookie Stackhouse novel. So we'll see. Maybe I'll get it a little later on because, you know, I am curious. What happens to Sookie? What happens to Jason? Etc. So I may get it at some point in the distant future, but I loved that whole entire series as a whole. It was amazing. The only thing that I had a problem with that series is that Sookie described her outfit for work in almost every single novel and probably like 3 times in the novel. And it's like, I get it. I understand what the Merlot's dress code is for work. I got it. But as far as the stories and the characters, it was amazing. The next set of books is by Suzanne Collins, and it's the Hunger Games trilogy. Now, I did do a review. I do a lot of book reviews on my review channel. For some reason, I pull those a lot. But I did do a review of the Hunger Games on my main channel. I did not give it a very glowing review. I had only read about the first 60 pages of the Hunger Games when I did the review because I just couldn't get myself into it. And then I went and saw the movie, which the book is definitely better than the movie, but it gave me an idea of what the characters kind of look like because that was one thing with Suzanne Collins. She did not describe her characters in very much detail. And it's nice in a sense because you can kind of visualize what they look like for yourself. However, I need a little bit more detail than just long dark hair for a main character to kind of get into a book. So with having Jennifer Lawrence as the idea of Katniss in my head, I was able to go back and reread the books, and I actually read the whole trilogy and I loved it. And I am so excited for Catching Fire coming up on November 22nd. Oh my god, it looks amazing. And finally, I cannot do this video without a little bit of shameless self-promotion for my boyfriend, because he is a published author. I actually did a video for Vlogtober 2011 talking about his book, and it's amazing. I've actually reread it and still love it. Still amazing. Good job, honey. And I'll put the link down below, because you can get it on paperback or you can get it in e-reader format, so those links will be down below. A little self promotion never hurt anybody. Okay, so that does it for Vlogtober Day 22, just some of my favorite books and authors. Let me know down in the comment section below who your favorite authors and some of your favorite books are, because I am always looking for the next book to dive into or next series to dive into. Also, in the description box, the links to all of my social media sites are there, so go check those out, and the links to my other channels here on YouTube are there as well. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.